Hey, Loco sports fans, long time no see. Feels like I've been head down, feet moving. We've been playing a lot of softball in the Ville and on the road. We've been road tripping. So, man, I feel
Yeah.
like Jackie Daytona right now with that volleyball team. I'm all in on my softball team right now, and we're grinding. We're getting better every day. And so I feel a little out of the loop, but I miss you boys. So welcome tonight, one and all, to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, joined by Wes Kerr and Max Araj at the moment. I'm not sure if Marcus Walsh will be popping by. We may
Yeah,
see
we
him
were on.
tonight.
We did a show last night around this time. So
Right.
yep.
Yeah, you guys popped one in last night, so he may not have too much to add to what he had to say last night. So he may take the night off tonight. But we do have a guest tonight. We told you. I don't know if we told you. We talked about it on the group chat.
I think we teased it
Genia
earlier. Yeah.
Genia Montford. I think we did. Genia Montford, interim AD at USCB, is going to join us in just a few minutes to kind of, check the pulse on everything over there, talk a little postmortem about the basketball season. I wrote a column for the Bluffton Sun today that I'll bring up with her, but basically, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened type ish. I'm sure she'll echo that. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on this spring and just what's ahead for USCB. Get an update on the facility projects because we wonder aloud about what's going on with that sometimes. So it'll be great to get an actual update on that. So that's kind of the agenda, and then we'll kind of meander through some different stuff that's going on in the spring sports front. We're still kind of in that feeling out period,
Yes.
where people are playing.
Some interesting
some
results
people they
today.
shouldn't be playing, and other people that are
Yeah.
great matchups. And
We do have some interesting baseball scores
we
tonight.
do.
And softball as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll get into that after we talk with Gina. But the show brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor, founding sponsor, if you will, our official real estate closing attorney. But they can help you with all your needs, legal needs, that is, in downtown Bluffton. And they're our official sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. But they love all the teams in the Loco, and you'll see their signs at many a facility around the area. They're always supporting the kids out playing sports. So shout out to Mickelson Law Firm. And then, of course, WHHI TV, our great partner in local sports, the only TV station dedicated to this part of the Low Country. So we appreciate them and their partnership. They do a great job. And they also lend us Marcus Walsh to add a new voice and perspective to our little sandbox here. So thanks to WHHI TV. You guys doing all right? It's been a chaotic time.
yeah. Transition from winter to spring sports. There's a lot going on with things really starting to get into full swing. I've been busy at USP baseball and softball. A bunch of action over there
Yes,
going
you
on,
have.
and both teams will be home over the weekend. Couple big series baseball in. We'll get to this, I guess, soon. But just to paint the picture first, baseball welcoming in North Georgia, top 25 team, and then softball, a big series against Lander right now, 3-0 in the conference. So lots of exciting stuff over there. And then, of course, basketball season is wrapped up on the men's and women's side. We'll get to that as well. Just our final thoughts on this season of hoops. And been able to, not to check out too many winter or spring sports, but definitely as we get further, we'll get more into the loop of I've definitely seen a couple of interesting scores from over there, and I've just been enjoying the nice temperatures the last few days, and been
Outside of the pollen.
I say calor.
by the pollen. Yes, except in Hardyville. When I went to Hardyville, it was like 85, which is crazy. It was pretty
I
hot.
say calor in Hardyville. It's been hot every day in Hardyville. I'm telling you.
That's a lot of pollen, man. Gosh.
Yep, it's pollen season.
That is.
Yeah, but relief is coming from both the pollen and the onslaught of spring because we got rain in the forecast tomorrow, boys.
Yes.
It's funny how Mother Nature just knows. Mother Nature knows when it's like, hey, them people need a day off. Them people in South Carolina need a day off, and they just give us a rain day. We appreciate that. But without further ado, let's talk to our friend Genia Montford. She's been waiting in the green room, so we'll pop her in here. What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
Coach.
We call everybody Coach, right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we can't hear you, Gina.
Sound is not working.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We'll stall for you.
Where's Andrew when you need him?
Connected now. We'll get back to
Oh.
Gina as soon as she gets their technology gremlins figured out. We all suffer from those from time to time. But great to see Gina's smiling face. But while we're waiting on her to get things sorted out, a little tangential thing to USCB. I guess it's not affiliated with USCB, obviously, but that's how we all came to know Jeff Riley, the sweat mopper extraordinaire, and also Special Olympian, multi-sport Special Olympian. We got to know him as a basketball player. He is
a future teacher.
He is in Reno.
Yeah,
he's
right.
In Reno right now with Gina's son, Nicholas, and they are bowling in the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Let's see if Gina's back. Let's see if her mic is working for her now. What's up, baby? Oh, no.
Oh, boy. The gremlins.
No, está bien. All right. She's going to switch over to her phone. We'll get her in here.
Call Andrew.
But,
that's what she's using.
Yeah, Nicholas. I'll get into Nicholas a little bit when she gets in here. It's funny stuff. Because I knew him since he was a little a strange little boy.
It's so funny.
He is a tremendous young man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's funny because I talked with Jeff Riley the other day, and I said to him, if the opportunity ever comes around, you really should teach sweat mopping 101.
Yes, I'll sign up for that class.
USCB. He was like, "I'm all for it."
You have a hard time coming up with too many lesson plans. You'd run out of lesson plans pretty quick, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think they'd get trained up.
You got to know where the sweat is on the floor.
Let's see if Gina's good to go now. What's up, Gina? Oh,
I went to my phone. Hang on. There we go. Is that better?
There we go. That's better.
Yes, that's perfect.
That's better.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
something was funky with the microphone. We just call it gremlins when it happens around here. It's the beauty of live programming is that sometimes technology doesn't play nice, and they do it in front of people. It's not very nice, but then maybe that's the robot's little way of fighting back. But good to see you. Always good to talk with you. And we got to see a lot of each other, of course, over the last few months in the Cove. And what a tremendous season it was. Obviously, a disappointing end. And like I said at the outset, I wrote my column for Bluffton Sun this week, and that's kind of I tied in y'all and Bluffton and their loss, and Florence and Cross girls and their loss trying to three-peat. And it's like my whole thing was like, it's a don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened type of thing. And it's all up, obviously, for USCB basketball. So just kind of reflect on this season and just kind of where we are after 3 years. It has to exceed all expectations.
Oh, I think it absolutely exceeds all expectations. I think it exceeds expectations across the Peach Belt. And then, we were getting odds in the regionals this year, which was huge. Just unfortunately, probably
coming in and out.
What's
that? You're breaking up on us a little bit. Go ahead.
And then just the atmosphere in the Cove. I mean, who would have thought we would first of all be playing basketball? I mean, JJ, you and I have been here. I remember like game one 3 years ago. Wow, like this is really about to happen. And then just how far we've gone, I think, is a testament to our coaching staff. Obviously, our student athletes and the buy-in they've had to turn some heads. And then our supporters, our ticket holders are tremendous. Our fans and supporters and student fans are great, and they make it a very hard place to play in the Peach Belt. And honestly, I'm proud of both our teams, of where they are over 3 years, of our coaching staff who put in so much time behind the scenes that people don't see, and just the development of our student athletes so far. It's tremendous to see, and it's very exciting for what.
Yeah, it's tremendous accomplishments for both of those teams. But I want to specifically talk about the women's team, which I think was the big story of this year. A 12-win improvement From a year ago, they were 6-20. Then a year later, finished 18-10, second place in a very difficult Peach Belt Conference. So, you lived it. You watched a lot of the games, both here and on the road. Just talk about how exciting it was to see that growth, especially from those core players like Janai and Tanai, who have been there for a while, but others stepping up, and just the overall vibes of that women's program and how well they played this year, and just a phenomenal improvement from last year to this year.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think a lot of it's the vibe. Our freshmen in year one were forced onto the court maybe a little sooner than what the plan was because of some injuries early on. And so that core group is now juniors and they've had a lot of experience on the court. And so you're really starting to see those leadership aspects take place. And just to watch them the games, like their pass, amazing and on point. And they were just so exciting to watch this year. I'm so proud of them. And, to finish second in the Peach is huge compared to where we were like last year. And it's not, we were bad. We were just missing some key pieces due to some other issues. And so to see where they are now and, just heartbroken. We didn't get that chance at a regional this year and didn't get a chance to see Leah on more time. But I'll tell you, the standing ovation she got as she went to the bench that final time was
The embrace with Coach Versip at the end there certainly gave you chills with what she has meant to that program. And this year, that final time, it's certainly one of the key building pieces of this program, what Katosi has done. Even their first year when she was injured and what she learned from that first year, and then these last 2 years, I mean, she has been a core foundation of this program.
Yeah, she's up and she is just as amazing off the court as she is on the court. She served in leadership for us in our SAC as president last year. She's doing tremendous work in the communication studies program as it is going to Vegas here shortly with Dr. conference or an event that I think like 5 in the nation that are chosen for. And so she's just all around what you expect.
Yep.
It's amazing. Like, I want to be like her, honestly. Like, when you have kids, you're like, gosh, like just for what she's overcome and how much she has put into the program and the heart that she has for the sand across the entire department. She's just a tremendous asset to our entire program. And the standing ovation that she received at that last game was absolutely deserved. And about seniors, obviously, John Price and coming in the initial class, great young man. And same thing, as great of a person off the court as he is on the court, and just have tremendous respect for him. And are going to hate to see him not on the court next year because it's been such a.
Yeah, but it's so cool when they come back. We got to pull Kenny Gaines and Kyle Pulse both in on the broadcast at a couple of different times this season because they happened to be at the game, and it was so cool. That was Ron's idea when Kenny was there. He's like, "Hey, could we get him on the broadcast?" I said, "Absolutely." So we came up with that plan. First media time out of the second half, let's squeeze him in. So then when I saw Kyle there for the playoff game, I had to get him in there too. And that was so cool to just kind of bring that little alumni flavor back, and to hear that Kyle's on the staff, at St. Francis, which, we have connections to St. Francis. It's so weird how small the world gets, but, Kyle's doing great. And that's the real, that's it, man. When they go out into the world and start doing their thing, that's where the real value lies. So only 2 seniors this year though, and a bunch coming back. Obviously the transfer portal, I saw Karan Anderson jumped in the portal, and I'm sure there'll be more because it's just the age we live in, and it's there. I mean, there's opportunity other places, so I understand it. But have to be super excited about what you've got coming back on both rosters.
Yeah, like I said, like with only 1 senior, we have a huge contingent on both rosters coming back. And so we just continue to build and, hope that we injury, like that's all like, derail a season for a program, and so that we just have a healthy team coming back. And speaking of healthy, like we haven't talked about this, I don't believe on the broadcast, but this year we were able to add a strength and conditioning coach, Coach Hall. Um, she's been tremendous for all of our programs, and so we've been very fortunate to see the benefits of having a strength and conditioning coach this year. And she's a rock star, and so having that piece has also been, I believe, critical in preventing injury for a lot of our players and keeping them healthier throughout the season, and in shape and cardio. And I was
Mhm.
I was in the gym the first day. She worked with men's basketball, and she was working on hip flexors, and it was hilarious. It was funny. Hey, I saw.
There was some moaning going on. I would imagine some people were not nearly as flexible as they thought they were. Berkeley Hall, by the way, what are the odds?
Yeah, yeah, right.
That's funny.
When we interviewed her, we're like, there's a neighborhood named. Where do you hear?
Berkeley Hall.
Yeah, like 2 miles up the road, there's a place called Berkeley Hall. Big
Yeah.
sign out front and everything. Yeah, crazy stuff. But obviously, you don't get much downtime, no downtime really, because it crosses over. Now that you have the winter sports, we used to get so lucky back in the day when we didn't have winter sports. We got a nice break to play pickleball in the gym and do whatever. But now it's a year-round grind for you guys, and spring sports are often running. Literally, track is putting up great numbers throughout the winter and now into the spring. Obviously, baseball and softball are in the swing of things. Baseball in rebuild mode. First year coach, and still trying to kind of find the footing there. Softball looking pretty stout, and I know Coach Cody Yeski got win number 100 recently, so that's an awesome milestone. But yeah, kind of give us the highlights of the crazy spring so far over at USCB and what's to come.
Yeah, as you know, it is like a marathon sprint. I hated to see basketball end, and my heart was absolutely broken. And waking up that next morning knowing that we weren't going to playoffs, I was like, man, that it hurt. But by like Sunday, I was like, there's like a little bit of a breath, and you half of your I would have happily been on the road, and I'd happily be on the road this weekend. But it is spring break, and so we've been able to catch up a little bit in the office, which has been good. But was able to go to Gainesville with indoor track and field. They have had a tremendous season, so major props to Coach Harris and Coach Lane, Coach Morris, Coach Downey, Coach Oliver, and Coach Scott, who are doing a tremendous job with our track and field program. I think
Takes an army.
it
does.
well, so, like, to put in perspective, there's around 78 or so on the roster, so it takes a lot of eyes to make sure that
Lord.
It's a numbers game. Track and field's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I've been telling a lot of athletes around here, hey, if it doesn't work out, you don't find that spot, and you go to USCB, go see Coach Harris, because I think she'll find an event for you to go score some points at some meets.
Yeah, there's 2 weeks so far this year that we've had to take 2 buses because we have more than 50, and but I think my count was over 20 new school records this year in indoor track and field.
Wow.
Multiple, like the same one multiple times. Um, Sam Mitchell won the long jump in the men's indoor Peach Belt Championships. Was field athlete of the year, outstanding field athlete for the Peach. And then the men placed third. We were picked to finish sixth, and we ended up finishing third.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that's been huge. So now we're obviously turning to outdoor. I think their first meet is not this weekend, but the following weekend past spring break, and then down to Embry-Riddle the end of April, beginning of May for conference championships there for outdoor. So
Just can't shake them.
And they roll in with such a big number. I mean, what it's like, JJ, with Embry.
Yeah.
So many of them.
Embry-Riddle's a powerhouse, man. They're impressive.
Yeah. You know, Rosalino's been there and he's built that program for so long. He's
Yeah.
been there, but you know, that's the challenge, that's the bar, and we're going to go after it as much as possible. And that's what we want to build for. And so, you know, just trying to get better and exceed expectations and disappoint some people, and that's that's what we want to do.
Hurt some feelings. Yeah, let's go hurt some feelings.
So
That's I
yeah,
like that.
outdoor. You know, obviously there's more events and outdoor, more chances for us to score points. Some places that we you know, expect to see some success in. And so looking forward to that. As you said, Coach Yeski got her 100th win.
Yeah.
And that's her 100th win as a Park and her 100th head coach win, because we were her first head coaching stop, and hopefully
Yeah.
we'll keep her forever. But just, you know, as you know, like you're trying to rebuild on the baseball side, she had to come in and rebuild also. And it takes a while. And so she did a tremendous job rebuilding a program, rebuilding a culture, and just really proud of that program. Our young women are tremendous, and just really looking forward to us seeing more Peach Belt action. We only took
Yeah.
State this weekend. Lander's a huge series for us this weekend in the Ville. So looking forward to it. And then it's just cool when you have a program where your alumni are coming back and helping coach in that program. So we actually 3 alumni are coaching with softball now. Devin Weller, Mackenzie Ford, Jaden. You know, it's good to see because they're bringing back that culture piece and reinforcing that culture piece that
Yeah.
built.
Yeah, but I was trying to get at least one of them to come help me coach at Hardyville, and she just keeps adding them all to her staff. I thought Jaden was a good prospect, but she slipped through.
But
My daughter's taken some lessons from Jaden and gone to some of her trainings and workouts. She's awesome.
I think
I love
think
that Alabama accent she got.
I mean, we've talked about, you know, obviously, you know, the baseball team is, of course, in that rebuild phase. They're trying to, you know, find their culture as well. Like that culture is not there yet, but it's getting there, you know. But I think with with the softball team, I think the ceiling's very high for what the future is for the program. And I saw it this past weekend, of course, alongside West for the call against Columbus State. Despite losing the series, I think they fought really hard, and I think, you know, Columbus State's probably one of the top 3 programs right now in the Peach Belt Conference, so it's always a tough opponent. You know, I think the biggest thing I've seen, you know, in my 3 years now of covering USCB softball is the growth and within the culture, and not only growing the culture itself, but also growing these players to become extremely competitive. I think, you know, but the question I would have is, you know, where does it go from here? What's the next big step for softball? What's the game plan for this season for the softball program?
You know, like last year we had to get some key wins there the last weekend and to be able to make it into the Peach Belt tournament. And I think that I'm hoping we're middle of the pack this year. I expect us to be, with the talent that we have returning. We have a great senior class. A lot of there were fast. And so, you know, just Coach Owen and Coach Yeski are going to continue to build a very solid program that I think we have a lot to look forward to in the coming years, and just really excited to see where it goes. And, you know, again, barring any major injuries, I mean, because those happen. You know, I think that it's going to be a really good tell of where we are, and that Lander game's always going to be a rivalry game for us. So,
Yeah. And of course, there, you know, the funniest thing is Lander's a good team this year. I've been doing some research.
Yeah.
They're very
We
solid.
don't like them very much.
They swept their first series of the season, so of the conference schedule. So they're a very tough opponent. So it's gonna be a fun weekend over at Richard Gray. But it's like you said, it's always a bit of a rivalry against Lander.
Well, the immediate thing I thought, Max, when you said, you know, what's the next step for them is facilities. So Gina, we wonder aloud often about like, oh, I wonder what's going on with that. And obviously, like, you know, it's always a living, breathing thing that, you know, can change from day to day, and we're not privy to all that. So what's kind of the, you know, 1,000-foot view right now on where we stand with facilities?
Sure. So let's start with like in Hardyville. We've been able to put some significant work in Hardyville this year. Playing surface for both baseball and softball. Some new wind screening with baseball. new nets and batting cages, new on deck circles. And so where some of those things are still coming in because branded things take a while. So we've been able to put some work into Hardyville that's going to hopefully hold us for the remaining time that we're there. On the Sand Shark 2020 project, we have $47 million from the state. So my understanding is that we can't go forward with the project fully, which will be baseball, softball, track and field, and convocation center until we're able to secure the total amount of funding for that
Right.
project, which is
Right.
around, because as time goes on, construction costs increase. So we're looking at the 100 million type range right now. So there is a ask to county council for them to hopefully match that funding. JJ, you and I have been around for a long time, and we've seen some building projects come and go.
Yeah.
Probably most excited and most optimistic about this one. Because I feel like obviously the state has come forth and said we see the value in that. We're hoping that the county sees the value in that also, and not just for USCB, but what it means for this region and Beaufort County and Jasper County as a whole, because it's bringing venues to our campus that this county desperately needs.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
gosh, just the high school graduations alone, the value that adds, because people who aren't on the inside don't understand this, but like, especially at small schools, well, actually, probably worse at bigger schools. It's all fine if we have it in that stadium, but if we got to go inside, everybody only gets to get so many tickets, and a lot of people don't get to go watch their babies graduate. They aren't actually their baby; they're their auntie or their grandma or whatever, and it's real limited. And so we really, 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 that is a quality of life thing to have an event, a space like that. And look at End Market and what it has done for Savannah. I mean, to have something comparable would be like a game changer in the area. So, and we've been saying this for years. Obviously, we've made this pitch before, but it's exciting to hear that you're the most optimistic you've ever been about it.
And and there's always, like, there's with everything, is ebbs and flows, and but we have a lot of public support for it, and I think because people have been able to see what we've been able to build with basketball, and so there's that thought of, like, we've proven there's a need for it because we've packed out the Cove at the Novi on a regular basis. Like, our season tickets, not our ticket sales across the season this year are up 30%. Like, that's a huge number.
Nice. Huge.
A lot of that's because of the success of our programs, but for what we're building in our community, and because we have our student athletes really way more engaged in our community than we had in the past couple of years. But we right now have residents of Beaufort County leaving and going to Savannah and going to Charleston. And JJ, as you play travel, my son played travel ball too. Like, there's not an opportunity for showcases and in Beaufort County. So we have tax dollars of Beaufort County leaving and going in counties and pumping money into their economy when we can keep that money here in Beaufort County in a lot of ways. And so right now, like, we've seen the success of some of those facilities in Charleston and in Savannah. And, my understanding is Port Wentworth is doing something very similar. Yep. And so,
and they're tied in with Perfect Game.
Right. They have people going across the border to put money into something that we can have here and bring in dollars associated with, fields and facilities here. And, I had a really good conversation with Coach Morris where he's like, they're having a hard time finding a permanent location for, like, lower states in regards to track and field. Like, we could host that on our campus. And so to be able to have events for our local high school students, I think for our community. And I think there's a lot of possibility if we can just look at what the possibility is.
Yeah,
and we could get lower state basketball finals. We could get lower state wrestling finals there every year.
Think about this, Justin. Like, you remember back in the day, there used to be massive Christmas break tournaments that would take place for high school. Hello. This venue would be the open opportunity to host a tournament such as that. Like, I think there are so many applications, and that's why when I first saw and heard of this project, when it first went public, it was exciting to think that we could have a facility like this in Beaufort County. And of course, if people know me well enough, know that I work for Beaufort County. There is no venue like this in our state anywhere close to us. Forget Enmarket Arena. Your next closest option is the North Charleston Coliseum.
Yeah.
That is, it is desperately needed here. And
that ain't
I
what it
really
used to
hope,
be.
and I've paid attention enough to the Beaufort County Council. You would think, I think that they would be interested in a project like this, because it doesn't just, it boosts Beaufort County in so many ways, not just because of the opportunities, but job opportunities is also a major thing there as well.
Sure.
And I'm sure it's something they would definitely talk about. I think this is a project, and I agree with Gina. I think I am very optimistic about this project. I think there's a lot of upside to it, and I really do. I'm really rooting for it, because when this project starts and it's completed, it will have so many fundamental assets to Beaufort County that they have not had ever. And so it's such a big opportunity and such a important project that you cannot oversee it. You cannot overlook it. You need to pay attention to this. And I encourage anyone in Beaufort County who works Beaufort County government to pay attention to this project, because it could be the future for Beaufort County. That's how important it is.
Yeah.
And Jasper.
And Jasper, yeah.
Like for the residents who are already here, like quality of living and then allows for the students at USCB we have a lot who decide to live here and work here, and are needed for the workforce, especially the hospitality workforce in Beaufort County. We have to staff that. And so that's a big piece of it, is making sure that they want to stay and they want to live here. And if not, we're going to lose them to counties surrounding us. And I think that's a shame. So if you're listening and you want to help, please email, please write your county councilman.
Don't donate your funds, but write your county councilman. I mean, you ain't going to raise 43 million from individual donors like you could potentially from county council. So that's a more effective use of your time. If you don't have the scratch to write the check, just write your county councilman and let them know to support that project. Because we didn't even get into home shows, boat shows, monster trucks, all the things they can do at that place.
WWE.
Oh no, we lost Gina's
your sound
audio
is
again.
gone.
Where'd you go?
Oh, hold on.
Gremlins.
Man.
Oh, we can hear you now.
By the way, before we continue, Wes, I just realized this now, and I'm so sorry. But
has he been talking this whole time?
Your mic has been muted this whole time.
Oh my goodness!
Just realized. I'm so sorry.
You've been talking this whole time. I thought you were just being quiet. I thought you were busy over there. She had gremlins just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had one more question for her, and then I was going
to. We talked about, this project is so important. And when I saw this project, I was like, this needs to happen. It's not a want anymore. It's a need. It is a need in so many more ways. I was just saying.
We agree. We all agree on that.
It's not a want anymore. This is a need for not only USCB, but for the community.
But Gina was trying to say something before she couldn't talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, but if you have $43 million and you'd like to give it to USCB,
by all means, by all means.
My last name at uscb.edu.
And if you could just come off a little bit of money, that would surely do me good. So shout out Todd Snyder. But Wes has been unknowingly on mute this whole time, and I think he had a question. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, well, just to talk about what we've been saying earlier. The attraction of not just sports but concerts and other entertainments, other entertainment groups that could come over here, and just the possibilities are absolutely endless for what could happen in the future. It's really exciting. I remember I was in the building for the reveal last summer when we first heard about those plans. It was super exciting, and just to hear about everything that could be coming in the coming years, which is, just really, really fun to think about, because this is something that can be a game changer in so many different ways, not to mention, as you said, about hosting high school championships, other travel championship. I mean, it's going to be just amazing to see what the possibilities will be when this comes to fruition. So
Yeah.
it's very exciting stuff over there, and we hope that things will continue to stay in motion moving forward with that. But I'm pumped to see what the future is in that department. Obviously, you mentioned some of the other stuff going around on campus. How about golf? Are we starting to kick golf into high gear, because it's about that time when things are starting to get busy in that sport, USCB?
So men's golf had hosted their home tournament last week, and really tough conditions. If y'all remember, like it being 50 under play on, I believe both days. I got out there to see them take off in day 2, because day 1 I was with track and field. Women's golf just came out of a tournament at, I believe it's Wingate is where they were, and then we have our women's home tournament next Monday and Tuesday at Oldfield. Apparently, just I don't know, like the weather will never cooperate with us in these.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold to start next week. The weather is very
again.
Yeah, it's gonna get cold again. But I think early next week.
I was just getting adapted to the heat.
Yeah, well, just 2 days. 2 days of coldness. Then it will start to get warmer again.
It's too many.
2 days too many, Wes. 2 days too many.
But Gina, I got one other thing that we got to talk about, because I got a message here. Hi guys, from Jeff and Nick in Reno. We talked about it at the top of the show, but your son Nicholas, we talked about when you were having gremlins. Actually, we talked about how Jeff, obviously we all know from USCB and his sweat mopping prowess, and we've talked about of course his relationship with your two boys, Nick and Tyler, and Nick is his partner for bowling in Reno for Special Olympics. It sounds like they're having a great time out there. Do you have any updates from out there?
They texted me earlier, so they had team bowling today, and I'm going to my phone in a second. He said that, well, they got 5th place, I believe, in team bowling today. Jeff bowl as a duo tomorrow, but appropriately named, they were the Fantastic Four.
Nice.
Named so appropriately so, but they're having a great time, and I'm getting some pictures here and there. But apparently they got a chance to have some walkout music today when their team was introduced.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Joke in the family chat about like what the walkout music should be. It should be like Wrecking Ball. Should it be like Rolling? Like that type of thing. But
rolling. That would have been pretty good.
I have a question regarding Reno. So
you can never go wrong with Thunderstruck.
Right.
I was going to say, Gina, how much money did you give to Nick so he could hit the casinos?
I gave him none. He did send a picture the other day, and my oldest son Tyler said, "Bet all your college money away." And anyway, I have not heard of in the casino. But hopefully we're being a little smart. Dad appropriately and quickly. The math. So, anyways,
that's a little step up from our casino hotel out in Lewiston.
I thought about that. So, I went to World Series, and this is one of my favorite JJ stories. We ended up staying at the India Casino, and it was just like basically nickel slots and video. But they had Diet Mountain Dew on tap.
Diet Mountain Dew on tap, baby.
Yep. That down in the casino, and Dr. Upshaw gave us the same talk about how bad the math was.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But then she gave us $20.
Our favorite Myers was the NAI was at the NAI World Series for a couple years, and I asked him. I said, "Where do they Where do y'all stay?" And he said, "At the Indian Casino."
I'm telling you. I scoped out the other hotels. At first, when we got there, I was like, I don't know about all this. Then I scoped out the other hotels, and I was like, man, I'm glad we're at that Indian casino. I'm sorry, but the Red Lion looks a little dicey to me.
It does.
That's a weird place, Lewiston, Idaho. That's got to be the weirdest place I've ever been.
NAI World Series.
I mean, it is Idaho.
I might write like a mystery novel and set it there sometime because that's the weird. It felt like the town where they go to find Moonlight Graham.
Well, like I listen to crime when I walk because like that's my escape from the day to day. Like I don't know how dark it is that I listen to Crime Junkies, but there was like 3 like episodes they did on like one was a serial killer in Lewiston, and they're talking about like finding the body in the Snake River and stuff. And I was like, I know where that is. Like so crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, we theorized that there's something poisoning them fish in that river because them people are a little off.
I'm sorry. It's Idaho. Like, is there any place in Idaho that's not weird?
Well, it's Idaho-Washington border. Even weird. It's like militia.
You can get yourself some famous Idaho potatoes. From Boise,
well,
Idaho.
now the bite-sized steak is a legit amazing delicacy that should be exported. And fry sauce.
Ooh.
But you fly into Spokane and then you have to take a 2-hour like drive into the valley. And I'll give them credit, like what the NAI has built there for the World Series. It's impossible to get there, and it's a long day to get there. It was like I think 18 hours of travel to get there.
You can't get there from here.
No.
No, it's you get a traverse.
It took a whole day.
Yep.
But it is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those events where you have to experience, like any Williamsport, Omaha. There's some Lewiston. There's something special about those.
It was pretty awesome.
It's
the way
great.
the town just shuts down for it is incredible. And then those little psycho kids that just took Kyle McCullough's shoes, I'll never forget them. They just swarmed us. Like as soon as the team got eliminated, they would just swarm them and be like, "Can I get your batting gloves? Can I get your glove? Can I get your shoe?" And Kyle McCullough's like, "Man, that one kid asked me for my cleats, and I just gave them to him." Well, Gina, we've kept you way longer than I promised. So we'll let you get on with your life, but always fun to catch up with you. And we love being a part of USCB athletics and having a home team, D2 home team right here in the Low Country. It's been a long way from where we started, and it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all's support, and especially Wes and Max. Thank you guys for filling in for us on broadcast. As you know, we're like spring break. It's a tough time to staff, and they've been huge for us and are really becoming key voices for our streams and our play-by-play in Hardyville. So you guys certainly appreciate you, and JJ appreciate you and the work that you've done for us with basketball, and just y'all continue to cover us with LowcoSports.
Yeah, appreciate you, and we'll see you out at the Ville very soon.
Sounds good. All right, see you guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
That's Genia Montford, interim AD at USCB, and it went a little long, but we had a lot to talk about, and then that was fun. Storytelling about Lewiston was fun. I enjoyed that.
It's always fun to have Gina on. It's so great, and obviously she has that interim title there. I hope it's not interim for much longer. I can't imagine someone better to fill in as the next official AD. You can't say no to her.
She's everything that you expect and hope for an athletic director, and having the experience what she's done here. Such an amazing ambassador of this athletic program. She's done an excellent job.
I would say what she's done in her time as the interim AD. Not only she knows the culture of USCB, she's been around USCB long enough to know what the culture is. You can't ask for a better person to step up as the next official AD. I don't see a way that interim title doesn't stick. I think that interim title goes away.
Yeah,
I think
I hear you, but also like there's so much we don't know. We just don't know what that candidate pool looks like.
Right.
We don't know.
True.
you
Lots
know,
of moving
I
But it's
mean,
hard.
I think she's doing a great job. I
Yeah.
think she's
job.
really kept the ship afloat and got things going in the right direction. And I think she's quite capable. But also, at the end of the day,
100%.
they have 43 million and they need 100 million. And so the real challenge is the fundraising piece, and that's where you know, she's hopefully she's had this opportunity to kind of show that she can raise the funds, and you know, hopefully she can show them that she can do that. If not, that's the one thing, is that
Well,
if they have someone in that pool that is a proven big fundraiser, then that's going to be hard for them to look past. But
Agreed.
you know, Gina,
But
I've Gina for a long time, since before she even worked in athletics. She worked at USCB in the business department and handled the athletics accounts, and she's really grown with the program. I've watched her since I left USCB really pour herself into you know, professional development, and surrounding herself with you know, female leaders, and you know, growing into the leader in her. And so I think she's eminently qualified to lead that ship. And I know they have other fundraising apparatus built into the university. So, you know, I just don't know where their priorities are. So that's all I was saying about, like,
well,
I hesitate to say like there's nobody better, because there might be that in that application.
there might be, but I would say not so much in fundraising, but I think there's no better option of someone who knows the culture of USCB already.
Yeah, and then
You
I
know?
guess the question is, are the people in charge, do they value where the culture is now, or do they want it to be something different? And
I agree.
we don't know the answer to that either.
But
So
I would say this: whenever the decision,
but
whenever this meeting, you know, whenever this, because Beaver County Council is eventually going to vote on this funding if it comes to be.
right.
Whenever that comes to be, everybody who cares about USCB has to show up for it, because it is just too important.
Well, yeah, because then we would be, if they vote for that, then we're down to only like 15 mil we need to raise.
Exactly.
And that is
a lot better than,
hill you can
you know,
climb.
over half the budget, you know, that you still need to get. Like, if you get a big chunk taken out of that, it is always important. And I think
they've got to get that done.
It's got to get done. But I've said to people before, and Kevin Libby can say this as well, because he knows, he covers Beaver County Council in his time working for BCTV. He knows just as well as I do, and as well as anyone, the Beaver County Council tends to take their sweet precious time when it comes to making a decision on projects as big as this, and for good reason. But also, you want to get the ball rolling, and it just takes a while for the ball to get rolling. But it's getting there. It just, we still have a ways to go to get to that, to where we need to be for this project to move forward.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we're 50 minutes deep, and we haven't touched anything but USCB. So let's talk some spring sports. Kind of kick it around here. Storylines, scores, anything you guys jump out at you guys tonight? I know
Hilton Head Christian lost tonight to Savannah Christian in a walk-off.
I saw that.
12-11 final score. It was a walk-off. I haven't read the full details yet on Game Changer, but
wow.
Yeah, walk-off for Savannah Christian. We had said before, because these two teams that already played in Hilton Head Christian won that first game between the two, that we knew this Savannah Christian team was good and someone capable of beating Hilton Head. Well, you know, they gave them everything they had against Hilton Head Christian tonight. And, you know, for it to just be a 1-point game is pretty impressive on Hilton Head Christian's part. But, you know, again, that Savannah Christian team is very impressive.
Okay, I just pulled up the box score, so get this. HHCA scores 9 in the second. They're up 10-0. 10-0 after 3. Savannah Christian gets 2 in the fourth, so it's 10-2. And then Savannah Christian scores 8 in the sixth to tie it. We go to extras. Hilton Christian scores 1 in the top. Savannah scores 2 in the bottom. That is unreal. Wins at 12-11.
Good gosh. Wow.
That, you know, and games like that can happen. That is, that's as crazy of a game as you can get. I mean, is that not private school baseball for you right there? That is. I've seen enough of those scores before.
That's a crazy one. A couple crooked numbers. Couple crooked
But
numbers in that one.
I also saw
Um,
JP2 softball beat May River tonight.
that's what I was
Yes,
just
that was. I
gonna
was
say.
going to say that. Why are you taking all of my? Give me a turn.
Give Wes one, man.
I'm
It's
sorry,
all right.
But
sorry.
yeah,
It's been that kind
that's
of
a
day. I'm
huge,
just. I don't know.
just a
Yeah.
step slow.
Yeah, it's okay though. I was gonna say that. Yeah, this is pretty. I talked to them yesterday, and they've played a lot. They've played a lot of softball games in a very short time, and this one was very impressive. What they were able to do to shut down this May River team for the full game on offense, and I'm pretty excited to see what JP2 is doing over there. Tevi Mullen was the hero in the circle. Went all 7 innings, allowed just 3 hits, struck out 8. This JP2 team, I mean, watch out. They are, May River. I'm not quite sure in terms of who they have right now and who they may have lost from last year, but do what they did on the road at May River. I mean, Ellie Heathcott with a pair of hits. Those
graduated
Heathcott girls, those
college
Heathcott
level
kids are
players year
everywhere.
after year.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. There are so many Heathcotts. Ellie had a good game tonight, but Tevi, you mentioned Tevi Mullen. She had a great game. She'd been pitching for them forever, seems like, because I think she started in like 6th grade. But she hit a big milestone tonight, 500th strikeout. And JP2 is undefeated, 5-0. That is
That's right.
quite impressive.
And they got Helena Christian up next. That should be a solid, easy kind of win for them.
Yeah, HHCA is not quite on that level yet, although they're going to be better than they were last year. But they did have a couple players last year that I thought were going to be really good that didn't come out this year, which was kind of a bummer.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is when kids try a sport, even though they might be pretty good at it. If they're just not that into it, they'll see it through for the season, but they'll try something else next year. Or sometimes they get really good at another sport and they decide to play travel or club instead. So it is what it is. But that's a big win for JP2, and a little worrisome for May River. They're going to need more offense than that.
Yeah,
I thought they'd be, but it could be a one night deal.
Well, it makes me intrigued to see because JP2's up some schedule. So I know they are terrible. Helena Christian is up next, and then following them on the next Tuesday is Bluffton. So I'm interested to see. Well, I know JP2 is going to be a good team. They're going to be a solid team, and
they should handle Bluffton. I think
they should. Bluffton's young on the younger side, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have a problem. I mean, Wilson Hall might be.
They're going to be good, but they are very young.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. They got some interesting opponents. They got Hilton Head High School, which we know where that one's going to go. Hilton Head High School again, also like Bluffton, a very young team. They got.
I would say
Hall.
Bluffton's in the juicy center right now. Like, like they beat Battery Creek handily. They smoked Thomas Hayward tonight, but they got routed by Cross. So like they're not one of the top tier teams, but they're better than the low tier teams. Like they would kill us, but maybe not for that long.
If you look at JP2's schedule, which is what I'm looking at right now, they got a couple interesting opponents. They got Wilson Hall, which I know is a strong softball program, has been for a few years now. So that's an interesting game. They got Hammond. I don't know where Hammond's softball program is at right now, but I'm sure they're on the stronger side of the softball program. They got a couple interesting opponents this season, and I think from what we're seeing so far, especially with that May River win tonight, I mean they might have something cooking right now.
And they got a pitcher, and apparently they play defense for her, and that'll take you a long way.
Yes, it will.
If you don't give up runs, it's hard to lose. Real hard to lose without giving up runs. They got the shutout tonight. Buford got blanked by James Island. Bluffton shut out Thomas Hayward. 17.
Oh, they had to play James Island tonight? Oh.
Yeah. And Buford's kind of rebuilding right now.
I noticed
they're not quite where they were.
They're young this year.
They're going to be all right, though.
Against the James Island team, too. But
JP2 also beat Colleton Prep last night, JP2 softball.
Softball?
That's a good win as well. softball.
Yeah,
Oh,
softball.
yeah, that is a good one. They got the
Baseball
best
beat
game of the
Wilson
year, too.
Hall last night, 11-8. They're
Oh,
rolling pretty
that's
good
impressive
too.
as well.
Yeah, they're
that
rolling
baseball
pretty good.
That Wilson Hall baseball team's solid. So that's an impressive
think-
win for
I think they've
JP2.
beat them twice. Yeah, they've already beat them twice.
Have
They
they?
shut them
Yeah.
out last time. Yeah.
This
Yep.
JP2
So-
baseball team, I'm telling you, man, they are. If there's anyone who's a threat to Hillman Christian, I think JP2 is in that conversation.
JP2 is pretty good. They're pretty good this year.
That pitching
and
is what's really going to carry them this year. That pitching
they
is
got some
definitely there.
dudes. They got some dudes.
They got some dudes.
Russell Spencer's.
I
gonna
can't.
be
I
an
honestly,
absolute animal.
I can't wait to see these two teams go at it. I am so excited for this.
One of them's on
around.
a Saturday.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
that's
yes.
gonna be
One of those
close.
on Saturday. It's the Saturday before the Heritage, or the Saturday, but yeah, before Heritage Week. The other
Nice.
one is, I believe, the week after. It's like on late April. So,
It's
Cool,
going to be
cool.
fun.
yeah,
It's
it
gonna
should be
a good time.
two great games. And I will be, as I said last week, or yesterday, rather, as I said yesterday, I will be out of town the weekend of April 11th, but we'll be back for the second game. So looking forward for that. Looking forward to seeing that one.
I'm intrigued to see what Helmet Prep has this year for baseball. You know what they have put together.
Yeah, they're still decent. I mean, they're still pretty solid. Obviously, Jackson Stanyard was, a really, 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 really good player who played premier positions. You know, when he was an ace pitcher, and when he wasn't pitching, he was catching. And hey, looky there, Marcus Walsh has arrived. What's up?
What's
Which,
up?
by the way-
I have to be honest. I forgot that you guys were doing this today. Wes and I had the show yesterday, and I did have a couple of things that I wanted to add in. Certainly to the conversation, a couple of reminders that I was that were brought to my attention for sure. So I thought I'd pop in. I know you guys are well.
Yeah,
into
just in time.
So-
Just in time to just kind of wrap things up here and start toward our parting thoughts. But any news that has jumped out over you today or recently?
Yeah, well, nothing especially since yesterday as far as like baseball and softball, that type of thing for sure. But a couple of things that I will definitely mention in the parting thoughts, just for what I'm going to be doing, on the weekend and whatnot. So just wanted to get those out there, especially because a few things have changed that definitely want to let you guys and the fellow LowcoSports audience know about for sure.
Amen. Boys, anything else today popped up?
I have some scores from yesterday that I saw that we didn't speak
new
about
ones?
today.
Okay. Yeah. What jumped out
Yeah,
at you?
we had a couple of interesting scores. You mentioned those baseball and softball games from earlier, but some other scores that we did not mention from yesterday. Some soccer scores. Fielding Christian girls lost a tight one, 3-1 to Porter Gowd. Let's see. This one's not right, but Hampton County 8, Evanston nothing. JP2, I mentioned it yesterday as well, 1-0 over Pinewood Prep. Beaufort 2-0 over Battery Creek in a tight game between those two teams. And then Bridges Prep 7-2 over Whale Branch. Hardyville beat Hilton Head Prep, I believe, in boys soccer in a tight game, 2-1.
Yeah,
so
said we didn't play great, but held on.
And then I'm going to take another glance, see if we have any more scores from tonight's games. But James Allen softball, 13-0 for Beaufort. Yeah, tough day for Beaufort softball. They were beat by 13 runs. But once again, Marcus, you weren't on, but that JP2 softball win over May River 1-0. I am thoroughly impressed.
That's really impressive.
They're thoroughly impressed by this JP2 girls softball team over there, who picked up a huge win. And then in terms of boys soccer, a 2-2 draw between Bluffton and Oceanside Collegiate tonight at Oceanside.
Ooh.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
nice
solid.
show there. Yep.
Yeah,
solid outing.
I have one other score that I've gotten up here. Speaking of Helmet Prep baseball, They did play tonight against Thomas Hayward, 115-0 in that game.
Oh my!
Yeah, that was probably a 3-inning affair.
I'm also looking
guessing.
at their schedule right now, and I'm seeing something very interesting that I honestly cannot remember last time I've seen this. Hilton Head Prep does not have any games against Hilton Head Christian this year.
Really?
That is odd.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule
I'm
on their
sure
website.
they do.
No, I'm looking at their website schedule right now, like on Hilton Head Prep's website and Max Prep. They are not on the schedule.
I swore I typed it in.
Unless I'm not seeing correctly on Hilton Head Prep's website.
No, you're right. It's not on Christian's schedule either. That's wild.
That's nuts.
And they're
That's
not playing.
gotta be.
Well, it's not even just Hilton Head Christian. They don't even have a game against JP2 either.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I mean, they're not in the same region, but that's crazy.
That is crazy. Neither one of those teams are playing prep this year, which I find interesting. But it is what it is, I guess.
There's got to be a story there.
There's got to, it's got to be.
Right.
Somebody beefing.
I guess. I don't know.
All right. So you said Bluffton, Oceanside was 2-2.
2-2.
All right. All right. Well, with that, it has been over.
Have we done all our sponsors?
We're going to do that right now. Shout out to Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, our presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. You got to get to Hudson's and try that po' boy Andrew style. Marcus very much recommends the slaw.
7-day slaw. It's phenomenal.
There you go.
I'm not a coleslaw guy per se, but that Asian style 7-day slaw, knock your socks off good.
Good stuff. Goes well with that seafood at Hudson's. Yep. Sponsor of Under the Bus. Check out new episodes on the Loco Media Network, and we'll have a new one for you tomorrow night. 7:00 is the schedule for the grumpy old men to throw people under the bus, and there will be no shortage of people to
there will be a lot of with NFL free agency, World Baseball Classic, NCAA conference tournaments. It is a loaded week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and those guys will be plugged into it all. If you need a personal injury attorney, call on our friends Twinge and Twombly over in Beaufort. They've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twinge and Twombly Personal Injury Attorneys. HHI Windows and Doors wants to help you improve your view of the Loco. Our friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep hung up his whistle, and now he's focused on a new kind of screens at HHI Windows and Doors, improving your view of the Loco. Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor, presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind, and the place to go this offseason if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level next year. And Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. A great place to hang out and get the conversation on. And then you walk out, you turn right, you turn left, doesn't matter which. You're going to run into tacos, and they're going to be good. They're going to be real good. So that brings us
tacos, I had some really good tacos at the food truck at USCB the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Speaking of tacos, Italy's whomping on Mexico.
Ooh,
so USA.
Vinny Pasquantino with 3 home runs.
Yeah, Pasquatch. I love Pasquatch.
They're racking up on those espressos, man. They're racking up on them.
Tell you what, the Italians can play. I'm impressed.
They got some players, man. They got some players.
Marcus Walsh, parting thoughts time. What do you got, buddy?
Well, you guys may have seen it. Ray Alonso posted it on the chat, and certainly I was in touch with the folks at May River. The Special Olympics are going to be indoors at May River tomorrow because of a threat for rain. The thought initially was they would be pushed to Friday, but then they couldn't get the buses to travel. Get everybody to May River on Friday. So they will take place inside tomorrow. I will be out there with Logan outside and then in there with Logan Clark tomorrow morning. And then I let a couple of folks know this certainly, but Kevin Libby and myself, Jessa Jeremiah, Maria Soden, Joe Keith, and Logan Clark will also be at the St. Patrick's Day parade on Sunday.
In the morning,
and Kevin and I already have our Shamrock ties ready. the two Irish dudes are literally back at it at an Irish event. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to essentially be doing the host play-by-play duties. Kevin's going to be the co-host / color guy, and then Maria is
Yes.
directing, and Jess, of course, will be there. And then we've got the other folks that will be doing camera as well, and we will
With the
be there.
Guinness along the side.
It will definitely afterwards, Max. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. So we will be there to broadcast that, and it's going to be a great time for sure. And that is an event, and I talked with the heads of the event today. That is an event that unless we see the same type of weather, which was dang near tornado-like
Rain or
last
shine.
year,
Oh yeah, it was.
that will go on. So
Show
it
must
will
Rain or
go on.
shine.
for
Yep.
sure. We'll bring
I
our
mean,
best. We'll bring our best Irish brogues, and we'll be ready to roll in no
Well, you got
time.
A little,
the
a
accent
little
goes-
rain never stopped
Oh,
the
you
Irish.
little rain never stopped
especially,
anybody. Just
tornadoes.
outside
Especially
the pot
if
of
it was
gold.
drinking to
the
be
other side
They're
of the
gonna play
rainbow.
soccer on that. They're gonna play soccer on their pitch if it's even a sprinkle.
Yeah,
Right.
rugby
Yeah.
team will play if there's a
Rugby
tornado.
play. They'll
outside,
play in
so-
rain. They'll play in heavy rain. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
it goes
So
in Scotland.
Yeah.
So that's the primary stuff. Obviously, with everything going on, was able to watch a little bit of college basketball because the conference championship week is in
Any
full
surprises
gear.
so far?
It's awesome stuff. Busy time as always, but really going to enjoy
Yeah.
these next few days for sure.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
especially
sure
tomorrow. Thursday is when most of these tournaments really get going. We
Yeah.
just literally it's days like the we used to call it the pillow fight, where you have the bottom
I
few
love it.
seeds competing to see who gets to play
Yeah.
another day, and then it really gets going after that.
I love it.
Yeah, my
I'm not
friends
sure-
used to call it the Wednesday night pillow fight when we discussed the play at 10.
I love that. The Wednesday night pillow fight's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because you
I'm
know
not
they're
sure
going to
if-
get knocked out in the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys are planning on doing a show on Friday, but I've got a bunch of family in town, so I'm going to be celebrating my birthday with them on
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
But I'm free to join you guys tomorrow if you
Feliz
decide.
cumpleaños, mi amigo.
Yeah,
Just
I
gracias.
don't know. I think we're gonna have a rain out tomorrow, so
Yeah,
Or
it's looking like a rain
Hey,
out
happy
night.
birthday to you, laddie.
yes.
I say
happy
that,
birthday.
it may pass through
Never
only
know.
rain steadily for a little while, soak into the ground, and then the sun comes out and we're good to go.
Right.
We'll
Never
see.
really know.
We'll just see. As I tell my kids, the kids are always like, "Do we have practice tomorrow?" I don't know yet, baby. Yes, until we don't. That is the answer. But we will not know a thing until it stops raining. So, if it rains a lot, you won't see us
TBD.
tomorrow night.
Yep.
Yeah, you just won't see us.
Right.
If it doesn't, there might be enough to talk about, so we might get in here and
Right.
do it. But
Well, we do have under the bus.
was that it, Marcus? You ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Tim Foe, Max Araj.
A few things, real quick. The people have spoken for USCB's new buses. Here's the
I was
new.
wondering
Oh, that was
about
the right one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the one. That's the one I voted for.
Yeah, that was the one I voted for as well. That will be the new design for those two buses.
It's
If you've
beautiful.
been to USCB lately, they are parked in that parking lot near the
Nice.
recreational center. Big old buses with those designs on it. It's going to be really cool to look at.
That's fire.
So yeah, the people have spoken. 75% of the votes went towards this one, so not a shocker.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
they were
There.
all cool, but that one was
That
clearly
one
the
was best.
coolest.
You can't beat that one.
I mean,
Anyway,
that
I'm-
shark is just awesome.
anyway,
I'm going to get a little
speaking of-
technical. Max, can I interject for a quick sec? Because
Go
I have a
ahead.
question. I'm going to get a little technical here because I honestly can't quite remember based off what I saw from what Jeff sent me. But was that 1, 2, or 3 on the Facebook
That was
posting?
3.
That was 3. Okay, I voted for
Yep.
2, but they're all
Okay.
they're all very
great.
solid.
Yeah, that one you can't beat that one.
Yeah, I thought 3
Um,
was the slam dunk one.
Speaking of, because Marcus had mentioned watching college basketball. Speaking of college basketball, the school not far from here, just about an hour and a half down the road. How about the Georgia Southern Eagles men's basketball team, the number 10 seed in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, getting all the way playing 5 days in a row to make it to the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. They did lose to Troy in the championship game, but if y'all have ever seen that bracket, and let me see if I can find it here. I just had it.
That's wild.
Here's the bracket.
They won 5 in a row and still didn't win it.
Oh
yeah, that's the one. Oh yeah, that's the crazy one.
That's the one with the weird
if
bracket situation.
Yes. If you could see it
Yeah,
up
look
there,
at that.
you could see Georgia Southern started in the
What is there,
second
like
round
a
and went
quintuple
all the way up
bye?
the ladder.
Goodness. Good gosh, that's a heck of an effort there by the Eagles.
It's very great effort by Georgia Southern. But anyway, so I thought y'all might like to see that one. Obviously, a lot more college basketball. The Big 12 tournaments have started, and by the way, I'm sure everyone has seen the floor that the Big 12 tournament has. It's full glass LED floor for the conference tournament. It is very weird, but it changes the court with the touch of a button on an iPad. It is the most crazy thing I have seen, and it reminds me of when.
Do we need it?
No.
Do we need it? Just
It
because we
given-
can doesn't mean we should.
Doesn't mean we should. It was
We don't
given,
need it, but it's cool to showcase something cool like that.
Not when it's giving players migraines and players are slipping on the glass.
Very true.
No,
this looks terrible. What
We don't
basketball court
it's garbage. Get it out of here.
Anyway,
yeah, I'm with
a
you
lot
on
of
that.
conference-
To
a
help
lot of conference tournaments beginning. Of course, the ACC tournament will be very interesting. A lot of teams to keep an eye on there. The SEC tournament, as always, very interesting. Obviously, the SEC women's tournament finished this past weekend. South Carolina losing to Texas in the conference championship game.
Dang, that's right.
Texas has handed South Carolina now 2 losses on the year. They played each other at the very beginning of the season, and
they play each other again? That is the question.
That is a great question, and I could see it happening. I mean, I do think those are the 2 best teams right now outside of UConn.
They probably wouldn't meet at least until like the Elite 8 or Final 4 somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a possibility there. I think both Texas, South Carolina, and UConn are all 1 seeds for sure. So, like, it's going to be. You could actually end up seeing all Texas and South Carolina in the Final 4. So like it's going to be very interesting. So,
I'm
a lot of the college basketball going on. And it's going to be a fun and exciting weekend coming up. And then the last thing I wanted to share, I know you, Marcus, and Wes, y'all did not mention this on the show last night, so I thought it'd be fitting if I did on the show tonight.
Yeah.
So very sad news coming out of Hilton Head Island. Former Hilton Head Island Seahawk football player Riley McCracken unfortunately passed away on Monday. This one hits hard because I remember I've known him since he was a kid. Great kid, by the way. He was a fantastic person and
tremendous family.
Unfortunately, tragically lost his life on Monday. I'm not going to get into the details of it. I really don't want to.
Thank you.
A tragic accident. A tragic accident.
Tragic accident.
That's all we have to say.
It was in Florida.
It's so unfortunate, and of course, him and his whole family. My thoughts and prayers alongside the rest of LowcoSports. Our thoughts,
no question,
are with your family. And what is, we've said this before. We have talked about this before because we have had instances like this before that we have talked about on our show. And I will say it again: it is the worst thing on earth for a parent to bury
parents,
their kid.
Siblings.
And
classmates especially, parents especially.
So to Mr. and Mrs. McCracken, who I've known, they've known me for years. I've known them for years. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I can't imagine what you're going through. And I'm our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family through what is an extremely tragic time. And it's so sad because I've known that family for so many years, and so this one hit hard this week, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't on the show last night is because I just don't think I could do a show last night. Hearing that,
I wasn't fully. I didn't know all the details, so I decided to hold off. But the talking about that, but just absolutely tragic, and someone who I knew,
great family.
Yep, great family, great young man, gone way too 21. Jeez, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, they've been. I mean, their family's been a mainstay in the Loco sports world since COVID, really, because that's when they came back down here from Ohio. They had lived here before, and Max, you knew them growing up, and then
they were students
they
on
moved back to
all of them.
Cincinnati, and then came down during COVID, and Will, of course, played his senior year at Hilton Head High and led him to the state championship game. And then Chase was a standout football player, is now at South Carolina. And then Riley, also a multi-sport guy. I feel like he was involved in maybe boys volleyball or something too. I don't know.
Chase McCracken had I think he just graduated this past spring or fall from South Carolina. So he's now officially an alumni from the University of South Carolina.
So, just sending love and healing peace. That's what I usually offer. Love and healing peace.
Yep. No doubt. Well said. Just absolutely true. Especially the Seahawk alum, it definitely hits home. We've lost a lot of amazing people. I mean, you look back at Joe Mominier last year, and now another.
Well, we just passed the anniversary of DJ's passing as well.
We did. DJ Fields a couple years ago as well. Yeah, just
well, and I think this one, you got to think this one for BJ Payne, this one's got to hit hard as well. Like
absolutely.
So I feel so terrible for BJ because he's lost so many good friends and former players for him over the last couple of years.
I mean, haven't we all, man? It's been a tough time for a lot of people. Love to the McCrackens. You done, Max? Is that your last one?
I am done.
Good.
I'm done.
All right, Wesker.
Yeah, just echoing those thoughts. Just really tragic to see that happen, and being able to cover him for a number of years. It's just sad to see because I really enjoyed covering that whole family. Will McCracken, what a great, certainly hard times for everyone involved in that McCracken family, but what a tremendous receiver he was. Just great football player, but also someone who just a great person all around, and really enjoyed my interactions with him and that family. So we're all going to miss him, and my condolences to the family and the parents and everyone involved. Just really sad news. Moving on. Max didn't mention it, but we are in the middle of NFL free agency, and the Carolina Panthers making a couple of big signings. Jalen Phillips coming over from Philadelphia. They got Devin Lloyd, so really improving that linebacker core, and then the reunion for Bryce Young, John Mechie, the former Alabama Crimson Tide. They're going to be together next year. So
that's
I like the additions. Meanwhile, Atlanta brought in Tua Tagovailoa to compete for the starting job for the Atlanta Falcons. So,
what do you think about that, Max?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I both like it and hate it at the same time. I hate it
wholeheartedly.
Here's why
nothing I like about it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all.
Hold on.
They already have that guy, but younger.
Yeah,
they have the same guy, but younger. They're even both left-handed.
And better. Penix is better than he is.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. And his brain scrambled.
People, calm down.
Sorry.
Well, here's why I hate it and love it at the same time. I hate it because I don't think they need him unless Michael Penix is not ready to go at the beginning of the season. Because they just released today, by the way, officially, Kirk Cousins is officially released from the Atlanta Falcons. So they needed a backup quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa, I'm going to say this. Despite all the concussions and everything, his time in Miami did not go great. Like, I just don't think it ever fit him properly. It was never a good fit for him, ever. And with all the injuries and concussions he had, it just didn't make it any better.
There was like 1 year where it was good, right?
It was. They had 1 year where it was good, and other than that, it was just a downhill slide. Never a good culture fit for him, I don't think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It offers the opportunity for a fresh start for him, but as a backup quarterback, like I that's the only reason I like it. I hate it because I just don't understand it. Why do you need two left-handed quarterbacks, first of all? And second of all,
I guess
he'd be doing that anywhere, in my opinion.
I will say there may be a benefit to having a left-handed backup quarterback if your starting quarterback is left-handed.
Well,
because if you switch quarterbacks, then you got to reverse everything in your offense, right? Like, so it does kind of make sense.
the rotation of the football is completely different as well. It's the exact opposite of what a right-handed would throw. So a receiver has to be used to the ball.
It might make sense in that sense.
Yeah,
he's the best left-handed backup
I
available.
get the idea. I would have rather seen him go after Kyler Murray. If I'm being completely honest, I would have rather seen him go after Kyler Murray.
Without question.
Yeah.
You know,
over to a I agree.
And the funniest thing is, no one's picked up Kyler Murray yet, so that's going to be interesting to see. Probably I don't know, maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers go after him. I don't know.
I think that'll happen.
By the way, JJ Kenneth Walker heading to the Chiefs Kingdom.
Hey now,
Kenneth Walker. Pretty psyched about it, actually.
Yep.
Did not see that coming at all. That came out of left field. I love it. And then Travis Kelce has announced he's not retiring either.
For at least a year. Yeah.
So hopefully he can get this wedding out of the way.
The wedding will be in June, and then they'll.
And
there's actually some interesting.
Maybe we're coming back next year to get a little bit more of our confetti.
Well, Wes, actually, speaking of free agency, some interesting development took place today. I had mentioned, I think on the show, that James Crosby was going to be going to the Max Crosby.
James Crosby, former HHCA athlete.
Yeah, Ron Crosby.
Yes. That has since been pulled by the Baltimore Ravens due to medical reasons.
They got cold feet.
Now, the question is, if the Raiders are still willing to trade him, which I think they are, and he wants to get traded probably because who wants to stay in Vegas these days? Where does he go? Like where does he actually? Where do you see him going now? Like I thought the Ravens would be great having Max Crosby. I think it would have been a great fit.
I heard the ultimate on anything Baltimore talk about this today. Jason La Canfora he's the best with anything CBS, Baltimore, right? But especially with the Ravens. I don't know who he works for. A lot of people, but some of that has dried up. But his big thing right now is his own podcast, Want to Bet with us. And he's got a website associated with it, and he basically gives tips, and they track how much they win over time and all that. And he's on Kornheiser all the time though, and he had great insight into this, and he basically said, like, everybody in the league knew that Crosby couldn't pass a rigorous physical because he just had knee surgery. Right. So you're basically, if you trade for him, you're taking on that risk that, we're not really going to be able to evaluate that knee and know anything right now. We can make sure the surgery went well, but we don't know what he's going to be when he comes back from it.
It also brings up.
I think Baltimore, honestly, this is what La Canfora said, and it makes sense. They gave up way too much, and then the league reacted to it and was like, what the hell? They gave up way too much. And then they were like, oh God, we gave up way too much. Yeah. Then they found a way out. And I think that's kind of what happened.
And it makes me because I saw that whole deal, and I was just like, that's a lot to give up for Max Crosby. I like Max Crosby.
Yes.
I like Max Crosby. I think he's a great player when he's healthy.
Well, if he didn't just have knee surgery, then maybe, but
if he had had a fantastic season, like a Myles Garrett type season with Las Vegas, then yes, I think absolutely that's what it's worth. But he didn't have that type of season in Las Vegas, and the Las Vegas Raiders weren't really, what's the word I'm looking for? Successful this season. So it's just, there's a whole bunch of situations. And I was like, look, that could set the future for the Raiders, granted. It would have helped them a lot getting those first round picks for the next 2 years. But just no. You can't trust. That's a trade that A, you're probably giving up too much, and B, you'd have no idea what he's going to be like when he's back and somewhat healthy. You just don't know.
Right.
And so I just, when I saw that come around, I was like, I had totally forgotten that he had a knee surgery. I had totally forgotten about that when it was medical reasons. I was like, oh, they found a way out of this, didn't they? I just saw that, and I was just like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It was just an interesting.
But it's funny because all the GMs and duh, he wasn't going to pass physical. He just had knee surgery.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing. The question, like I said, is where does he end up going if that's going to be the case?
I don't know.
That's
see.
because I doubt he wants to stay in Las
Maybe they
Vegas.
hang on to him. Well, I mean, maybe they hang on to him. He doesn't necessarily have a choice, but maybe they hang on to him and let him, get on the field and prove he
Or at
can do
least
it again,
shop
and then
him
trade
and
him,
then
trade him ahead of the deadline.
I
next year.
guess. I mean, that would be one way of doing it,
He's
especially if the
gonna sit on
Raiders
the
aren't going to be
block.
competitive.
yeah, I
next
mean,
season,
yeah,
which
like
they
I said,
won't
they're
be.
gonna shop him. They're gonna see what
Yeah.
offers they could get for him.
He'll be like the
Uh,
houses down on North Forest Beach
right.
that have us for sale sign up all the time, and all you got to do is make the right offer, and it's for sale.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'll say this, plenty of times. And if he does get the opportunity to prove himself in Las Vegas, it won't be hard for him to do that because literally the Las Vegas Raiders don't have anyone better than he.
Oh yeah,
So like,
Yeah, well, he's
Like
gonna
he's
get
gotta
all the
prove
time he
he can
wants
play.
over there. So
physically.
Yeah.
All right, my
Crazy.
turn. My turn.
Yep.
yes,
My turn. Man, I don't even really have all that much to add to everything we've already talked about, but I thought of something. We talked about WBC and USCB or USA squeaking through. But did you guys hear that Mark DeRosa just totally flubbed this thing?
yeah, no, he screwed up.
Oh.
What is
So he
doing?
gave an interview yesterday before the game where he said, "Well,
had
since
no
we've already
idea.
clinched," and then everybody was like, "Wait, what did he say?" And
clinched yet.
then
What an idiot.
and then he didn't start like Bryce Harper and I forget. He didn't start like
That
What
is-
is he doing?
starters.
What are you
That
doing?
is
Switched
not
off.
that is
That's
not a
not
good
good.
look.
Off, and we lost
Not
to
a good
Italy
look.
8-6.
How
Got
do you
down
not know the
8-0.
situations?
That
And
is
so
that
then
is that is something
the-
you have to be aware of if you're the head coach. I mean,
Well,
why
and
is he
it's like-
still the manager?
Manager.
I feel like he was
completely different.
yeah, manager. I feel like
Manager,
he
yeah.
was kind of like a fun pick, like
Right.
let's let this guy do it, like a Ryder Cup captain or something.
Right.
It's like, no, managing a baseball game and a baseball team is like it takes practice to get
Serious
good at.
business.
Like he's never done that, and so I just think it's kind of insane that
Well,
he's the manager instead
let
of
me-
literally
Let me
anyone
ask
else. But
you. Let me ask y'all this question because Puerto Rico's manager is, of course, the great Yadier Molina.
yeah, you
and
know who Nicaragua's is?
Nicaragua.
Dusty Baker.
Oh, wow.
Dusty Baker.
Oh, yes, the
I'm
ageless
gonna
wonder
say this
Dusty
right now,
Baker.
That might be the last time we see him as a manager.
Very
of any
cool.
team,
Obviously, it was awesome to see him win the World Series with Houston. To see him back
Yeah.
on top, or see him win a World Series
Even
over
though they
there,
cheated.
was awesome news. But in terms of the business side of the tournament, USA does move on. Italy wins the group thanks to
Yep.
Italy's win over Mexico. The US will get Canada in the quarterfinals
Oh,
on Friday.
Canada.
Man, the
gonna be
rivalry
tough.
rages
The
on.
the Canucks
Yeah.
are tired of losing to us in
Yeah,
hockey.
tired-
We'll
tired
see
of
what
seeing
happens
it.
in baseball.
They're not bad,
They're
but
pretty-
they don't
they're
have the
solid.
pitching depth we
Yeah.
have. Owen Casey though, Cub.
Well,
Cub
does
slugger.
Italy have the pitching depth that we have? I don't think so. But hey,
I don't know.
let's just-
They don't, but their manager knew that they hadn't clinched yet going into that
Right.
game, so he played to win.
What are we doing?
What are we
Like,
doing, bro?
Do they
What are we
really want
doing?
to show the rest of the world just how stupid
That
the
was
Americans
all.
can be
Yeah,
when it
both
comes
the
to
That was
Nailers,
all.
Josh Naylor, Bo Naylor on that
Josh
team.
and
Nailers
Bo.
are
Yep.
on the
Yep,
Canadian squad.
Taylor's
Spread it
Out
out
of
all
the
over
East,
this
yep.
year.
nailing it.
The game's picking up in Canada.
I have a
Who's
question.
their
Is
manager?
Freddie,
They should get Dempster.
is Freddie playing for Canada this year?
Not sure.
Oh, I don't know. Good question.
The Canadian
think about
manager
that.
is Ernie Witt.
Ernie Witt,
Yep.
former Blue Jays great
Yeah.
catcher. Yeah,
Oh,
back in my day.
We
yeah,
got a
first
lot
time
of
they
players
advanced past the group
time around.
stage, Canada. So,
Good for them. Good for
Yep.
them. The game's
just think
definitely rising. Up
I
there.
think it's fun to see Yadier Molina as a manager. I think that's
Yeah, I
just
don't-
great. I like
I didn't
that.
care for him when he was alive, so we
Well,
told him
yeah.
to shove it. That's from Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Tycom wanted
That's
to play,
right.
but none of us could stand when he was alive, so we told him to shove it. All right, boys. Well, good stuff. We got through it. Good time talking with Gina and getting all caught up on everything happening at USCB, and lots going on this spring. Let us know about the highlights out there. If you see something, say something. We're trying to keep tabs on about 1 million games every night. So if something jumps out at you, holler at us. get in here and tell us about it, and let's shine a light on the teams and the athletes repping the Loco out there on the Loco sports scene. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and for Marcus Walsh,
For
Max
Genia
Mirage,
Montford
thanks to Genia Montford, of course, for joining us and being so generous with her time. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. For Marcus Walsh, Max Mirage, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll see you next time. Until then, go Loco.